Alright guys, so this is the Midwest Prepper here, and today I will be doing a little bit of an overview on the actual garden where I plant my plants, and other little things that I will go through as well. So stay tuned. Alright, so starting off with one of the most unique little beds that I've ever done. These are rocks. Man, these things weigh like 100 pounds, these ones do. I actually carried them up from that hill, and it was not fun. But I did it. This is my tomato patch, and in the tomato patch, I planted some of those things. I don't know what those are called. I just thought they were cool, and I'm going to pull them up whenever I do plant my tomatoes down here. I have them lined with onions, which is pretty neat. And then on this back side here, spanning this whole area, I have dill, and that dill will actually be reseeded each year. Sorry, it's getting a little bit windy out here for some odd reason. This right here will probably hold about 10, maybe 10 plants. I'm hoping. Get them in there tight enough. They should still thrive. I'm going to be mulching this entire half of this bed for the tomatoes and whatnot. I don't think I'm going to be placing a soaker hose on them because it's not really worth it if you mulch the bed. It's going to keep in the moisture. I'm also planning on putting some peppers and a few peppers in here, not a lot at all, and some marigolds as well to help prevent some things, some insects and bad bugs. And then we're going to come over here to my strawberry bed, and now I did this little dome thing. So this is just a little 4x4 bed. I think I have about 10 plants or so in here. This is a first year area, first year spot. So I've just been plucking off the flowers. Like this flower right here, this is a newbie. And once it gets, I think I'll just pluck that one now. But all these are going to be flowers. I just throw it back in the bed because it'll just decompose back and go back to the bed. These PVC pipes, I was saying, is going to be used for like frost cloth and to also keep off any leaves and whatnot that's going to come in here. I planted some onions in here as well, and that's supposed to help like rid the area of certain bugs that eat the strawberries. I don't know, I was just reading some stuff about it, so I thought, you know what, I have a few extra onion plants, I'll go ahead and throw them in there. Yes, I did mulch this bed. I did a little bit too heavily, I think. I probably should have taken some off, but it was pretty dark outside whenever I was doing this, and it was the only good day for like the next week, so I just threw the mulch on there, which turned out to be a pretty bad decision on my part because I had to take them out to plant the plants. So underneath this is a 25-foot soaker hose. This is just a round one I just got from Lowe's. Not a bad little hose, really. It's actually pretty nice for a 4x4 bed because it makes a nice little circle. So, and we'll come over here. Some weeds. Just want to keep those out of there. Not a bad little bed, I'd say. Not bad at all. Pretty cool. And this right here is my rain catchment system. Not really. This is just buckets that I'm too lazy to come out here and do something with. And my leftover 2x6. And some dirt. Now, I think next we're going to be looking at my irrigation system that I put up. I'm just going to do a brief overview of this. Both ends. Water comes in from here, spreads to each and every single bed. Come out here. It's going to have a shut-off valve here as well to feed for the garden, or for the greenhouse whenever I get that all set up. I'm also planning on making a line here and just put an end cap there. Instead, I was going to do a shut-off valve and then do a two-way split, one for this bed and one for the lines back there. But instead, I think I'm just going to do it differently. That's just 3/4 inch piping, PVC piping. Schedule 40, I think. Pretty simple stuff. Okay, so the constructions of the bed is pretty basic. I just use these 4x4s here for the corners on the inside and 2x6s for the sides. A raised bed only really needs to be about 6 inches tall at at the least 6 inches tall. So up here are going to have my smaller plants that aren't going to need as deep of roots and whatnot. On the top of these 4x4s here, I'm going to drill a hole, and I'm going to do some pretty neat stuff with them. I'm going to be putting the solar lights on them on each corner of the beds. I'm going to need like 16 of them, which is fine, but it's going to make the beds look cooler, especially at night. It's going to give it a little bit of a different look. On the inside here, just got this little threaded piece. You have to excuse my rake and whatnot, but a little threaded piece there. I couldn't get the thread on very well to that PVC stuff, but it was still good. It still works. And then on this back end here, I went ahead and did another hole where the soaker hose comes out. It goes out, and I just, on the back end here, you'll see on these, you just pull them through, and then it can clean them out each year if that's what you want. On the back end here, this was a pain in the butt, but this ground's basically like this, so it was laying like that, and I just had to bring it up, and I did that by just another 2x6 on the bottom, or no, 2x8 on the bottom, and on the side here I just recessed it a bit. And nothing beautiful, but hey, it works, I guess. I think next year I may just cut it out a bit and then bring it forward. I think it gives it a little bit more character to it. And each bed is done the same exact way, all the way down here. And then as we come over here, these are my blackberry poles. No, the blackberry's not planted yet, and they should have been planted about a month ago, but yet I'm still waiting here. I need to order the plants next paycheck. I'm just been running low on money. This is a lot of money put through this garden here. But I'm planning on putting 6 blackberry plants in here, which should be sufficient or suffice for my needs. Should be plenty fine. There's one method of vining up the plants that are going to have 2 canes. They branch off on each, come up and branch off and whatnot. That's fairly simple. Don't ask me what those are there for, I don't know. And I feel like in here in the middle, maybe next year I'll plant something through here. This is all good ground. This was all a garden last year, and I planted beans and stuff like that. But it's still pretty clay, pretty hard. This right here is my lettuce bed. Pretty nice little lettuce bed. Lettuce and radish and whatnot. I have a bunch of onions planted in here as well. And this gets the least amount of light, or direct sunlight each day. But my spinach is coming up too. Planted down there, it's pretty neat. And then over here, these are my pea trellises. And my beans will go up here once the peas get done finishing. They're a little dumb, actually, I think. You gotta start vining up, not vining to each other. This right here is some bush beans. I actually planted these from previous year's seeds as well. They're all starting to come up. It's just about time for those. My corn through here. I also planted a few radishes, which prevent corn borers, believe it or not. I've never heard of that before. And then my lettuce area and my radishes, and this right here is going to be bush cucumbers whenever it's time to plant those. It should be time to plant those here in the next few weeks in my area. I think I'm in zone 6B. And that's a basic little deal of this garden. Like, it's nothing real fancy. It does look nice, but it will look even better whenever I get done putting in the last remaining amount of soil, and then mulching the entire area. I mean, the entire thing. Everything here will be mulched in about 4 or 5 inches of mulch that I'm going to grab from a local composting facility, which is going to be pretty good. So that's my garden area. Thanks guys for watching, and as always, please rate the video, and thank you, and have a nice day.